Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's live. This, of course, is Ambrose Blowfield from the Sales Mastery Company. And today we're talking about critical sales strategies. This is something not only dear to my heart, but it's dear to the hearts of hundreds and hundreds of business owners right around the world, and often sales managers as well. In fact, this is a video I'd encourage you to watch with your sales team. So therefore you overcome one of the biggest challenges around implementing a successful sales strategy, and that is team alignment. The document that you should have had access to already, and if not, message us immediately, is the critical success sales strategies. Ignore these at your peril document. In it, you've got a brief summary from ourselves as to our background and our passion. And remembering that today's topic comes from our Sales Mastery Academy, something where we work with people hands-on to implement and hold them accountable. That's a topic we're going to get into today. So without further ado, let's think about some of the challenges that people have when it comes to implementing or even setting sales strategies. Firstly, they are unclear about which strategy to adopt, and I'm going to give you some tips here and now to help you achieve that. Number two, people tend not to get full team alignment to it. So eventually someone works in a different direction. Sometimes it is even one of the more senior salespeople because they were used to doing things their own way. Number three, sometimes people do not have the skills, or in some cases, the motivation and accountability to actually implement the strategy the right way. It's all good and well having a great vision, a great map of how to get there, even clear milestones to get there. But if the individuals involved in deploying that strategy don't know how to do their job well, then again, they're going to underperform. We might have assumed that we only need to do 1,000 visits in a year across our team of 20 salespeople, when in fact our conversion rate is half the rate of what we think it should be. A very common mistake made by business owners and sales managers who get promoted from within the sales team, where typically they're a high-performing salesperson, is to assume that everyone performs at their level with the same confidence and skills at their level. And they forget the fact that it might have taken them years of either formal training or many decades of experience to get to that high level. So major issues around that. And then number four is that wonderful word accountability, something we talk endlessly on in the Sales Mastery Academy, because that is where the rubber hits the road. That is what people need to be focused in on. So first and foremost, before you even worry about your sales strategy, as Stephen Covey said, start with the end in mind. You need to know what success looks like on the year ahead. And I say that strictly speaking because 9 times out of 10, when you set a sales strategy up, you're often only thinking 12 months ahead of time. Doesn't mean you don't look 5 years ahead. Doesn't mean you can't look short term. But most of the time, this would be a 12-month focus. And often that will spew out or give out a turnover goal or a GP goal. Turnover goals are easier to work with. GP goals are more aligned to what the business vision actually is, because every business, of course, needs to be profitable long term. Having set that goal, then, of course, people get stuck on, well, where does it come from? And often when we sit down with businesses, I was training a business in Auckland yesterday, and I said, roughly what percentage of your income in the next 12 months is going to come from existing businesses? And them, like hundreds and hundreds of people before it, answered the question like most people do, which is, well, about 80% of our business will come from our existing clients and contacts. Is that great? So do you have a strategy around that? Now, in their case, because we've worked with them on and off for many, many years, yes, they do, because we worked on it for many, many years. But for most businesses, they go, well, I know my goal is 10 million or 5 or 2 or 20. And I think 80% is going to be repeat. But that's where it stops. And the Ansoff Matrix that has been taught and used by dozens and dozens of years and hundreds and thousands of people around the world is a really great thing for us to understand, that when it comes from existing clients, that's the easiest way for us to predict our future. But there's 2 parts to that. Some of our business will come from the same old people buying the same old stuff, whether those are products or services or solutions or combinations. And some of our income is likely going to come from new sales to our existing client base. That's, of course, cross-selling and upselling, but particularly cross-selling, where it's new income from the people we're already used to selling, where there's trust, there's rapport, maybe we're listed on the system, maybe we've done the credit checks on them and we're used to doing business together. We know how to deliver, we know where they are, they trust us. That's where most of your sales are going to come from if you're an established business with 3 to 5 years of experience or more. But the key, of course, is when you see your end goal, you've got to break it into those two core areas. Now, obviously, today, being a live, short, sharp video, I just want to give you the snippets, the top level of this. If you need help, obviously reach out to us or to others, or watch the video again with your team. But if you and your team aren't clear about where is our sales going to come from, then there's no point starting implementing the strategy. So as a general rule, 80% is going to come from that top row of the Ansoff Matrix. And then you think about the split of which was going to contribute the most. If you cannot achieve your sales or turnover or GP dollars goal for the year ahead based on those two quadrants, you're going to have to look at the other two. And the easiest one to start with, of course, is going after new clients and selling them the things you're already famous for doing, the things you have testimonials for, referees to speak on your behalf for, case studies for, experience at delivering, the things you're going to be confident where we know what we're doing in this area, the things we can leverage from our brand recognition in this area. Typically, for most businesses, you can more than achieve your goal just with those three quadrants. But if, unlike others, if you find yourself stuck where the numbers don't add up and you think, well, what am I going to do beyond those three areas? There is, of course, the more risky, the more challenging, the more time investing area of going after brand new clients in brand new markets. An example we often teach around the world and have done for a number of years is take Richard Branson's Virgin Group. While they were doing Virgin Trains and Virgin Vodka in the UK, they suddenly launched the Virgin Blue airline out of Australia. Now, that was a budget airline. And as you can imagine, brand new clients, no one drinking vodka in the UK thought, hey, I'll fly to Australia and then pick up a South Pacific airline to fly cheaply across South Pacific. That's not how people work. You don't sit on a train, obviously with a delay, which seemed to be the British way. And the Virgin Trains did not have a great reputation for this in their early days. But you don't sit on a delayed train and think, you know what, I should fly around the world and hop on a plane. That's not how people work. So it is a risky way to go, and often takes amazing leadership, strong accountability, and strong vision to achieve that. Often, in many cases, strong shareholders who've got a stomach for risk. But the fact remains is, once you've set your goal, you need to allocate that goal into one or more of these four quadrants so that you can start to build your strategies aligned to what your overall goal is. If you can't do that, you're always going to struggle. Then, of course, you need to think about the implementation side of that. And to keep it really simple for you, when we think about the four areas we teach in the Sales Mastery Academy and we hold people accountable for, there are some very simple things to focus on if you're trying to develop strategies to improve your sales growth in the coming year, or at the very least, to secure a repeat purchasing situation with your clients. And that, of course, is the ability to close and the ability to proactively account manage. That is otherwise known as grow your existing clients. Too often I have people say, yeah, I'm an account manager, or yeah, I've got a team of account managers. And I say, great. So what is your individual strategy per client to make sure they grow their sales, or at least you retain their sales in the coming year? And they look at me blankly and go, well, we've got their names in a CRM. And I go, great. Do you understand the difference between reactive customer service and proactive account management? Yeah, sort of, kind of. Is that a gift at the end of the year? Well, yes, a gift at the end of the year is part of that. But the whole point is part of that. In fact, if you've got team members who do not understand the difference between regular account management, which some people refer to as client management, which is a more commonly term used in marketing, versus key account management, if they don't understand the ranking and importance differences between a regular account and a key account, then again, you haven't got the skills and the knowledge to build the strategy to achieve the goals to feed into the overall goal across the four quadrants if you need to use all four quadrants. So the two focal areas of your strategy, if your focus is going to all come from existing clients, needs to be on our skills and confidence and ability to prepare for meetings and conversations, to pitch our ideas with confidence, to overcome objections, and then close without discounting. There's no point us doubling our turnover and halving our gross profit percentage, because that's going to put us under massive economic strain. It's going to put us under massive cash flow strain. It's going to put us under massive operational delivery strain for no net gain. The whole point there is those are the two areas to develop strategies in if your growth is going to come from your existing clients. And yes, that does include cross-selling and upselling skills. But if those two boxes or quadrants are not going to help you achieve your fundamental goal you're trying to achieve, remember, we need to have an attitude in our life, and certainly in our sales team, of we will do that. It's not a, oh, well, might we do that? Do we believe we can do this? It's just a, how are we going to do that? That's the only discussion that should matter. And if you need to go after new, the two critical areas you're going to have to develop, one is making sure that you can scale your team and your processes and your inbound inquiry process. One of the key areas people overlook in their strategy and in the training of their team in that area is not having the strong ability to qualify in the right sort of projects and qualify out the wrong sort of opportunities. A lot of the time we say, yes, we'll price everything, but that's lazy. I'm sorry, it's negligent or lazy. It's a waste of your time. We want to be pricing things where we're confident we can deliver on that promise, on that timeline, to that price point. Likewise, we've obviously got to maximize our skills and confidence prospecting to attract new business, new clients. Now, often when I'm training people in-house or coaching people online, they ask me, well, what's the definition of a new client? What about someone who bought for us once and didn't buy for the last 4 years? Typically, most of the clients that we serve think about a 1 to 2 year time period when it comes to deciding who is a new versus who is an existing client. And as a rule of thumb, to start your conversations and your strategic conversations internally, I'd be saying to your team, look, I'm not sure if we should think about 1 year or 2 years, but essentially anyone who spent money with us in the last 1 to 2 years, I think is an existing client, and anyone who's not is therefore a lost client or a past client. Now, obviously, they already know you, for better and for worse. They already know you, but you've already got a head start on that, going after them because you know how to deliver to them. You know what went right or what went wrong. You know why you probably won them in the first place, and also hopefully why you might have lost them or why they might have gone elsewhere. The two key strategic areas to master if you want to go after those third and fourth quadrants for your sales growth, and that is the ability and the skill and the process to consistently qualify the right inbound opportunities to get a high conversion rate as quickly as possible, as well as the process and strategy you need for prospecting to attract new business proactively. Notice I've used the words proactively several times today. The difference between a good and a great sales team, I believe, often comes down to not only the accountability and the culture of the team and the leadership in the team, as well as the skills and the focus and the goal setting. It's the fact that they are proactive. They look at the future and go, how can I contribute? Not, can we get there and who else is going to do the job? The fact remains is there are 4 areas that you can focus on to achieve your sales targets for the year ahead, as we've talked about the Ansoff Matrix. And as we've highlighted from our academy, there's 2 areas that particularly add value quickly and proven ways into those key areas. So the whole point we've got to get clear about from this perspective is to understand that you need to get clear on what the overall goal is. You need to make sure that you've got alignment and team own that goal breakdown into those 1 or 4 quadrants. That you and the team spend time thinking about what are our processes, what are our strategies to achieve it, and have we got the skills, have we got the confidence, and have we got the leadership and accountability in place to make sure we deliver on those plans and strategies to deliver those 4 quadrant goals that added together allow us to smash the long-term goals for the year ahead. If you want to find out more about the Sales Academy or the Sales Mastery Program or the Sales Manager Accelerator, please book in for a free scale-up call. The link is on the workbook, so hopefully you've downloaded that workbook. If not, send us an email, admin@salesmasterycompany.com. We'll connect you to the right person. We'll have a discussion. That's a 15-minute phone call for us to help you determine where are you now, where do you want to get to, and what are the easiest ways for you and your business to achieve that. They are exclusively for sales managers and business owners. And if you qualify through that, you'll get some one-on-one time with myself free of charge to help you with a sales strategy, push you in absolutely the right direction. And again, if we can go further with you and help save you a lot of time, money, and effort moving forward, we'll offer that. And if we can't, we'll point you absolutely, you have my word, in a different direction if that's where you need to be. I'm, of course, Ambrose Blowfield, and today we were talking about critical sales strategies. It's an area I'm deeply passionate about. It's an area I want you to be deeply passionate about, and it's an area we want you to get full team alignment about. So be sure to go through the workbook again, watch this video again, and more than anything else, book in for a scale-up call if you want extra help, or more than else, get your team aligned and take action today.